People are spending way too much money on grow lights, when in reality, you shouldn't be spending more than $15 per grow light, which is about 15 euros. And I am going to prove it today. My sister Cam has done hours and hours of research on grow lamps. So not only is she going to save you time, but she's also going to save you money, because you do not need to buy the expensive grow lights at the gardening store. And they're not going to affect your electricity bill either. So we're doing a budget-friendly video today. So stick around till the end of this video, because you're going to know exactly what grow lights you need to buy, and you're not going to waste money or time. So here's the rule. The colder the climate you live in, the more you're going to need grow lights. The fact is that in the winter, the sun is low, the days are short, and sometimes it's cloudy for weeks. That's not going to be enough light for your seedlings, especially if you're seeding indoors 6 to 10 weeks before your plants are going outside. So even here in Spain, where it's quite sunny, I still have grow lights. So when do you use grow lights? Well, if you think about it, the first things that we seed indoors are tomatoes, tomatillos, and peppers. And they're from Mexico, so they need a lot of sun. If they don't get enough light, they will turn leggy, they will turn yellow, and they won't become resilient enough. Now, if you do have the proper lighting, they will become sturdy plants, they'll be dark green, and they'll be resilient for the season to come. So I live in Spain, and I still have grow lights. So why? Because the window that I have my grow lights in, it's only sunny half of the day. So I can turn the grow lights on in the afternoon, or like it recently was, it was cloudy for 5 days, and my little tomato seedlings and peppers didn't get any sun. So I had to turn on my grow lights for 5 days, because in the beginning, the tomato plants and the peppers need a lot of light. And if you are seeding them and they're not getting enough sunlight the first week, that's not going to be great for your little seedlings. Okay, so before we talk about grow lamps, we're going to have to talk about shelving. So I have brought my fantastic shelves all the way from Sweden to Spain, and I want to show you what they look like. And these are great because you can fold them and put them away for the winter. What you want to get is metal racks, because you want the sun to be able to shine through to the plants that you put here down on this shelf. So you can put pots on all these shelves here. And so another thing why these shelves are so great is because I can actually use string, and I can hang my grow lights off of every shelf. These shelves you can find at your local hardware store. Like in the United States, that would be at your Home Depot, or here in Europe, it would be like at a Leroy Merlin or a Bauhaus. But they have these kinds of shelves in different price ranges on Amazon. So I would check that out first. So these are my tomato and pepper seedlings. And they've only been under grow lights in a dark corner in my room for the first 10 days. And you can see that they've done really well under the grow lights that I bought for very cheap. And the peppers are coming up soon here. There's one little pepper coming up there, and they usually come up after the tomatoes. So once again, these have only been under grow lights in a dark room for 10 days, and they still came up, just to prove that the grow lights I use work. So here's where people get confused. If you go online and look at grow lights, they're going to talk about wavelengths, full spectrum, red light versus blue light. You don't need to know any of that. There's only 3 numbers that you need to know about, and I'm going to explain those next. So before we get into those 3 numbers, I got to talk about LED lights and why you need to buy only LED lights. First of all, you need to think about your electricity bill, and they don't take much electricity, okay? Number 2 is they don't get hot, so your plants can grow right up against them and they won't burn your plants. And they're way more efficient and they use less wattage. So only buy LED lights. So I'm going to give you a tip right now, a really important tip. Don't research grow lights. They're always marked up. Don't look at grow lights. Look at LED lights or shop lights, because those are marked down. Now we're going to get into the 3 numbers. The first one is called lumen. And lumen means the amount of light that the bulb produces. So the more lumens, the more light. So you have to get a minimum of 2,000 lumens. So the next number we have to look at is Kelvin, and that is the temperature of the light. And what you want to get is a cool light. And the higher the Kelvin, the cooler the light is, which means that the light has more blue in it. And that's perfect for our seedlings. You have to get a minimum of 5,000 Kelvin. So the third number you need to look at is watts. And watts is the power of electricity. So get 20 watts or more. So the rule is 2,000 lumens or more. Lumens is L. And 5,000 Kelvin or more, and Kelvin is K. And also 20 watts or more. So these are my grow lights. I hang my grow lights with string. And these are 2,100 lumen, 6,500 Kelvin, and 20 watts. Okay, so we're going to show you how to rig these lights. So we're going to tie them up here. Now remember, Mia, these have to be 2 to 5 centimeters from the plants. Okie dokie. Or a couple of inches.
Okay, so I'm going to follow you.
So there should be about...
That looks good. That's about 5 centimeters.
You can lower yours a little bit. Oh, maybe a little bit much. Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
right there?
Right there. I'm going to tie a bow on them so they're easy to untie. And then, as my plants grow, I can retie the grow lights and move them up as the plants get bigger.
So remember, 3 to 5 centimeters from your plants or 1 to 2 inches. So in the spring, when we're going to be doing even more seedlings, we're going to need to use all these shelves. So we're going to put the next seedling tray on this shelf and hang the grow lights from here. Now this is a great cord. It has an on and off switch, and you can turn all your grow lamps on and off at the same time.
So now I use string for my grow lights, but you can also use chains and hooks. I just think string is the easy solution and the cheap one. Okay, I have one more tip for you. These grow lights are going to be in the same room as my living room and my office. And it's a bright light. It can be quite irritating for your eyes, but it's also not great for your eyes. So what I do is I get an emergency blanket. And this is one of those things that you keep in your car. So this blanket, it's $5. You can find it like a car parts store or a hardware store or in cheap dollar stores too, or on Amazon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold this thing. What's so brilliant about these blankets is because it's got this shiny surface, it's actually going to reflect more lights onto your plants. At the same time, you're going to block out the light from the rest of the room. This is what it looks like on the shelving unit. And what you can do is you can tape it, or you can put little rubber bands in the corners to hold it in place, or clips. So the good news is I've looked on Amazon for you already, and I know exactly which lights that you need to buy. Those are called Electrico shop light, and it's an LED shop light. And it is super bright. It's 40 watts, 5,600 lumens, and 5,000 K. They come in a 2-pack. They're $26. So that means they're $13 each, which is about 26 euros, 13 euros each. These lights are powerful, they're a cool light, and they're perfect for your seedlings. Now, I know you might say, wow, that's a lot of lumen, but remember, lumen is the amount of light coming from the bulb. So 5,600 lumen is really great for your seedlings because they're going to get even more light than my grow lamps. So if you think this video saved you both time and money, don't forget to press the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and press the notifications if you want to follow us on our gardening journey. We really appreciate your support here at Soil Sisters, and we're going to continue to create content for you so you can get your own full garden up and running at home. And now we're going to move our shelving unit over to our sunny window.